In this section, we will learn about multi-dimensional arrays and array lists. So what are they? We will check. First, I will explain again about arrays. Hopefully, you still remember about arrays. And I will discuss particularly arrays in methods. So how we can use array in methods and what are some particular properties when we use arrays in methods. And there will be some examples and concepts about multi-dimensional arrays, and we will learn about array lists. About arrays in method. We are going to learn how we pass arrays to methods. If you still remember your exam, one of the problem in the exam, actually, I put one problem how we can put one parameter, which is an array. If you can have the integer, double, or string, or any kind of data type, you can also put array in the parameter. Now, let's suppose I have one method, public static void print array. And in this print array, I have one parameter, which is an array. I would like to print. I would like to show the element of the array. So I will do the for loop from integer I in I equals to 0 until the length of the array. And I will be added by 1, and I'm going to print. So if I use print, it means I will print on the on the right part of the previous element. So if I have 3 and 1 and 2 and 6 and 4 and 2, so it means I will print every array element. I will print 3, I will print 1, I will print 2, 6 and 4 and 2. Okay. So this is the list, which is an array. We know it is an array because there is a square bracket. Now you can see if I want to do the initialization like this one, I have 3, 1, 2, 6, 4, 2, and then I want to print. What is print array? Here is the print array. And what is list? List is the variable which is array containing this number. So I pass this variable into the parameter array, and then I'm going to print this one here. Or you can also use the same way like this one. I'm going to call a print array, and I'm going to make a new integer, which is an array, and then the element of the array is this one. So 3, 1, 2, 6, 4, 2. So those are the same. You can pass by those two methods into this method, and then you can print each of the element. So in this case, you already determine the variable name, which is list. In this case, you do not have any variable name, but you just define the array in the parameter. So there's the first method, and this is the second method. It is also possible. Pass by value. What does it mean by pass by value? So in this case, Java uses specify value to pass arguments to a method. So you have the print array, and then you have an argument. In this case, is array. So this is an array. There are important differences between passing a value of variables of primitive data types and passing arrays. So passing the primitive data type. What are primitive data types? The primitive data type we have like integer, double, character, boolean, string. String is actually not a primitive data type, but yeah, I can say it's like this one. Integer, double, char, boolean, and many other data type like byte, and you can have short and etc. Okay. So those are the primitive data types. If I want to pass array, so arrays means the data type with the square bracket, or we need to determine how many elements we want to have. We can also use double. We can use also character. We can use also boolean and etc. We can use also short, so on. For a parameter of a primitive type value, the actual value is passed. So if I have, like, for example, print max, and then you have integer I and integer j. So I will pass the two values. The actual value will be inside this method. And changing the value of the local parameter inside the method does not affect the value of the variable outside the method. Okay, what does it mean? We will check it later. If your parameter is an array type, so this is the array type, and this is the primitive data type. This is array type. The value of the parameter contains a reference to an array. This reference is passed to the method, and any changes to the array that occur inside the method body will affect the original array that was passed as the argument. Okay, let's see what does it mean by this one. I have one simple example test. Now you can see x equals to 1. What is this? Primitive data type or array? It is a primitive data type or array? Okay, okay, so what is this? It is a primitive data type or it is an array? This line. If you check on this variable, it is primitive data value or primitive data value. Okay, I can say this primitive data value, and in this case, it is the array type. Why it is array? I can see from the square bracket. So this is the primitive data value, and this is the array type. Now I have mx comma y. What is x? X is a primitive data value. What is y? Y is array type. So I put x into this argument and I put y into this argument. Now what you can see here, you will print x and you will print y. The method m is having two parameters, which is number and integer numbers. So this is array type, and this one is primitive data value. When I have some changes, number, what is number? Number is a primitive data value. I change the number to 1001. I change the numbers index 0. What is numbers index 0? This is the array type. I change the number index 0 with a number 5555. Then what happened here? When you return back after finishing this method, you will go back here and you will print what is x and what is y0. Can you guess? What is x? Any answers from students? What will be the value of x? Okay, I will call your name because all of you turn off your camera. Okay. Kim Chan Yong. What will be the result of x?
Maybe 1.
So I will call your name. If you are not answering my questions, I will put you as an absent. Yeah, Kim Chan Yong.
Maybe 1.
1. Okay. Not 1001.
1001.
1001 or 1. What is your answer? 1 or 1001?
1001.
1001. Okay. Kim Chan Yong answer 1001. Thank you. I will ask other students. Park Jae Hyung. Park Jae Hyung. No. If you cannot answer my questions using your microphone, you can chat me. Ichiel, you want to write something? Yeah. You want to write something?
No, by mistake.
Oh, my mistake. Okay. Okay, then what will be your answer for the X? 1 or 1001? Yeah, Isian?
1001.
1001? Okay. Okay. It's okay if it is not correct. 틀려도 괜찮아요. Okay. 박재형. You're not here, 박재형? Okay, I will put you as an absence. Okay. So I will randomly check whether you are still in this WebEx or not. I cannot check you one by one, so I will just randomly. Park Jae-hyung, Yeol Sok-suri. Okay, Moon So-hee. What will be your answer? 1 or 1001? Moon So-hee? Moon So-hee? Not here? Moon So-hee, Yeol Sok-suri. Lee Young-hoon.
Yes.
Okay, what is your answer? 1 or 1001?
1001.
1001? Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. If it is a mistake, it's also okay. I just want to know your opinion and I want to know whether you are in this room or not. Lee Jong-sok.
Yes.
Okay, what is your answer? It is 1 or 1001?
I think 1001.
1001. Okay. So 4 students answer 1001. Okay, thank you. Now, I would like to know if I print y index 0. Y index 0. So, you know that the initial y, when we have the new integer with 10 size, it means y will be all 0. So when you print y0, okay, here is 5555. When I print this one, what is the result? Here.
Yes.
Okay, so what will be your answer if I want to execute this code? And what is the answer of y0?
Um,
Just guess. Don't
maybe
worry.
555.
555, 5555. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Kim Nam-gyu.
Yes.
Okay. What will be your answer for this one?
Mm. 5555. Okay.
5555. Okay. Actually, there can be another answer. Okay. Because y0 is 0 at the first time. Y0 is equal to 0 at the first time. And after we enter this method, it changes to the number 0. It changes to 5555. Okay. Thank you, Kim Nam-gyu. Kim Ji-hoon. Kim Ji-hoon. What will be your answer if I print this y0? Kim Ji-hoon, not here. Kim Ji-hoon, one more time. Okay, Kim Ji-hoon, sorry. Park Yudo.
Yes.
Okay, so what will be your answer for this one?
5555.
5555. Okay. Okay, so 3 students answer 5555. Thank you, Park Yudo. Park Minju.
Yes.
Okay, what will be your answer for this one?
I think 5555.
5555. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So 4 students already answered. Okay. Thank you for your answers. Now let's check. What will be the result if I run this one? Okay, let me make a new class and let me make the class test. Okay. So I will copy this code. Oops, sorry. I think I need to copy this one here. So yeah, sometimes you cannot copy and paste because of the string problem. There should be some kind of modification. Now it is okay, so I will run. So what is the result? X is 1 and y0 is 5555. Why? So this is what I explained before. For a parameter of a primitive value, the actual value is passed, and changing the value of the local parameter inside the method does not affect the value. Okay, so this is the key point. So even though you change the value from 1 and you change to 1001, after you return back here, it will not affect the value because it is a primitive type value. But if it is an array type, once you change here and if you change in the method, like this one, number 0 is 5555, then it will affect to the current y. So the index 0 in y will be changed to 5555. Okay. Hopefully you understand this concept. So what we want to see here is about the reference in Java. We call it stack. So when we execute mx comma y, invoke means execute. Okay. The values of x and y are passed to number and numbers. What is number? Number is the primitive data type. And what is numbers? Number is array type. So since y contains the reference value to the array, the numbers now contain the same reference value to the same array. if you have array with a reference like this one, then every time you change, even though you change in the method, or if you change in another class, there will be some changes. But if it is a primitive data type, it will not change. So if you put one and the first time, and if you change the numbers into 1001, it will not affect. So the x will be the same as 1, and the number inside the method will be 1001, and it will not affect to the x. But when you have y, when you have numbers, and if they are correlated because of the method, they put the value in the reference. So there is one reference in the computer, we call it like the computer address, and those will affect each other. Oh, I already have this example actually. So you can go to the e-class. There's one zip file, section 07. So you can open the section 07, and then you can copy and paste. So this one I box out. Okay. And then I need to make in Eclipse, you need to make section 07. So you need to make a package. I hope that you still remember. Section 07. And then you need to paste all the codes here. So I have another example. In this example, I have an array, and the array A contains two values, 1 and 2. So this array, I want to swap. What does it mean by swap? Swap means I want to change the order. Now, let's say swap. This is a method swap. You can see here on the outline. Okay. On the outline, there are 2 or 3. Okay. We have 3 methods: main method, and swap first to in array. So you have the main method, which is the first, and then we have swap, and we have swap first to in array. Now, what is swap? In the swap, I put 2 primitive values, n1 and n2. And then I want to change temp equals to n1, n1 equals to n2, and n2 equals to temp. Why? This is so complex, right? Why this is too complex? I want to change the position n1 and n2, but this is the code. Do you understand this code? I have n1, and then I have n2. The first part is I want to put the n1 into a variable temp. And then after I put into the variable temp, I will change n1 equals to n2. And then I will put that n2 equals to the temp. Why it is so complex? Why don't we just use very simple code? If I have n1 and n2, why don't we just have like n1 equals to n2, and then n2 equals to n1? This is simple. But is it okay? No, it is not okay. Because if you understand the sequence, okay, let's say I have the sequence n1 equals to 5 and n2 equals to 7. Okay. Now I want to put n1 equals to n2. What happened? Then n1 will be deleted and it will change to 7. Okay. And then next I want to have n1, n2 equals to n1. What happened? Now n1 has been changed to 7. So I cannot get the value of 5. That's why I need to have a new variable. So in this case, temp is the variable. Temp, this usually we call it temporary. Okay. We just make very short. Temp. The same with the array. In the array, I want to change from the index 0 to index 1. Before I change it, I need to make a new variable, which is temp, and I put the array index 0, and then I update the index 0 with array index 1, and then I will put the array index 1 with the variable temp. That's the way to swap. And here, I will just have one argument, which is array. So I would like to use the swap, and what I'm going to swap is the data type of integer. But you will ask, professors, is this an array? Is it an array? Actually, this is one element of the array. Okay. One element of the array, it means it is the primitive data value. Because it is a primitive data value, then when you swap, what will be the result? Pak Ikwan. Pak Ikwan, are you here? Okay. So what will be the result after I swap this one? Okay, what is the result? Array is A0 and A1. Can you guess? Please don't run your Eclipse, okay? Just guessing. Because I know that you can run your Eclipse now. Just guess. Pak Ikwan? Okay, 1 and 2. Okay. How about Tekmin?
네,
Sorry? Yeah, Tekmin?
네,
Okay, so what is the possible answer for this statement? If I want to print A0 and A1, what is the answer?
1,2.
1,2. Oh, okay. Did you run your Eclipse? No? Yes? Okay, if you run your Eclipse, then you can see the answer. Okay. Okay, thank you, Macmin. So yeah, I will just run because it is in Eclipse. You can easily figure out the answers. Okay. So the first one, after you run, even though it is in the array type, but it is not array because it is the primitive data type. It is one of the element in the array. That's why when we swap it, it will just the same with the original value. It will not swap. Okay. Now, what happened to the after invoking the swap first to in array? After invoking swap first to in array, when we use the argument in array type, then the value will be changed or it will be swapped. So what is the conclusion? If you put this argument as an array, then all the elements of the array that you have here, it will be changed also in this array. Okay. But if it is only a primitive value, if the argument is primitive value, then it will not affect the changes. Okay. Yeah, so this is the explanation. So if I have a reference, okay, I have the integer a as an array, so I will have a reference. So the reference a0 will be 1 and the a1 will be 2. And whenever I do some changes, if I just change in the element, which is n1 and n2, it will not affect the swap. But if it is an array type, then it means it is using the reference and it will affect the changes. Now, how if I want to return? You have return method. What is return method? The last time we learned that we will have the data type. You learn about this data type last time, integer or double or character and etc. But we can also use array. So integer with the square bracket or double with the square bracket or char with the square bracket. So the same thing with the primitive data type. We can have the public static integer with array, and because it is an array, the result that we will return is also an array. Okay. So the result will be an array, and in this case, I would like to make one method which is reverse. So the reverse means I want to exchange the position. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I want to exchange the order, and it will be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. How can I do this one? So first I will do the initial variable result, and the result will be the same as the list length. So the list length is this one. And then I will start from the index 0 until the length. So this I have two variable, I equals to 0 and j is result of length minus 1. And then I would like to put a I which is until the length of the list. And then I plus plus and j minus minus. So if I is less than 6, okay, because I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I is less than 6, because now I is 0, then do this one. Result j. What is j? J start from result dot length minus 1. Length minus 1 means length is 6 and minus 1, then it is 5. So the index j, the result index j, which is index 5, equals to the list index I, index 0. So I will do the next. I will be added by 1 and j will be minus by 1. I will check 1 is less than 6. Yes. So now it becomes I equals to 1 and j equals to 4. Then I will do the result at the position j, which is 4. It will be the same with the list in index 1. And yeah, I becomes 2, j becomes 3, and then again we will do the checking. I, which is 2, is less than 6, yes, then we will swap, and so on. We will put every element on the list into the result until the end of the array. So now I becomes 6 and j becomes minus 1. So I is less than list dot length. Yes. Oh, sorry. No, because it is already false. So we will exit the loop and we will return the result. Okay. Okay, let's have a break. I will continue after the break.